Women Making Waves.
So, Susie, networking events, do you love them or hate them, find them really easy to attend or really scary?
I think both really. It just depends on the event. So if I really don't know much about the subject and I'm wanting to go and have a look, to try out an event and a very different subject to what I've done before, because I'm interested in the subject that they're talking about and they have a networking event before, then I find that quite scary, because I find that I really don't have the knowledge that some of these women have. But when you get there, actually, no one's there to catch you out. They just want to talk. And if I talk about women making waves, because that's what I'm there for, I want to do, and I want to introduce what we do, then I find people are interested. So I think it is scary, but I've learnt...
It's that walking into the room thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is like walking. Yeah. I mean, how have you found it? I mean, have you done events on a regular basis, or do you have a networking community that you belong to?
I used to work for law firms and in the IT team, and there were definite networking sort of not organisations, networking events that were set up just for women that worked in legal IT. And I found them absolutely invaluable, because you were meeting people who were doing exactly the same job as you, and maybe in different sizes of firms and different types of firms, but they were doing exactly the same job with the same problems, with the same dilemmas, with the same, it was like, it wouldn't really matter if somebody was in a big international firm or a tiny little high street firm. Actually, we were all pretty much in the same. I was in a mid-tier firm, what they call kind of middle firm. Exactly the same problems throughout.
I mean,
but
that's
also very, very useful, because if somebody had a problem with something, or a supplier or something like that, we all talked about it.
Yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? That you've come from all walks of business and as you say, different jobs and different experiences and different qualifications. But when you come together, there's no hierarchy, is there? I think in many ways.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, we had women that you would maybe listen to a little bit more, because they were kind of almost famous in quotes in that arena.
Yeah,
because they were very well known in that arena. But no, yes, absolutely. It wouldn't matter who they were.
Yeah.
They were involved, and we'd often talk about stuff around the table in a big group. The bit I liked most, I think, was literally standing with a glass of wine in your hand. Not because it's a glass of wine in my hand, Susie, stop laughing. And talking to
now
people.
You're talking.
Talking to people, one at a time, or two, three at a time. And that's where you can really get the good, juicy bits of information of, I'm having a problem with this project, we're rolling out this and it's all going a bit wrong, or whatever. I think it's the same when women get together, no matter what the topic, isn't it, really? If it's
true.
If it's the NCT or something like that, that's a networking group, really. For people with young children. And when you get together with them, you've all got something in common. You've all got a young child. You maybe had a baby recently. So it's great, because you can exchange tips, hints and tips. Exactly the same thing.
Do you think that there is a difference between a men's networking club and a women's networking club, in the sense that, do you think men talk about their children, their home life, before?
That's a really good question.
Before
of course, neither of us know the real answer to that. We need to find some men to talk to, don't we?
We do.
Need to find them out and see what they do talk to. Do they just stick to the topic if it's technical or whatever, or do they again break out into groups and just make friends? Which is what you're doing, really.
Because you almost, it's wonderful hearing from women, all the women that we have met on this program, all the programs that we do. They say that it's so comforting to, first of all, walk into a room and talk about the issues that they've had even before they arrived at the networking event. They want to just sort of, gosh, did you have a sleepless night, or did you have a baby get up in the middle of the night? And they go, oh gosh, yes, it was horrendous, but I'm here now and I'm so pleased. And it's like that. getting past that, as long as you've talked about it and know that everyone's in the sort of same boat with issues. But I'd like to see men do that. I think it would relax them a bit. I don't know, maybe they don't need relaxing, but I just feel that women have that knack to do that, and they have that possibility, and it just diffuses, doesn't it? The whole nervousness, I suppose.
I mean, I suppose really, having just been at a big work event, it wasn't a networking event, but it was a big work event where the whole organisation sort of gets together once in a blue moon. And I suppose it depends on the person.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
It depends on the person. You can sit next to some man who will chat for England and, just talk and tell you everything, and you can sit there. I have a tendency to listen rather than talk when I'm in these events.
Good for you. That's good.
Maybe I'm a little.
Well, no, that's not good.
Maybe it's a bad thing.
No, it's not good. But it's not. You are a great listener, Linda. I know that's for sure. But you're right. Sometimes you want to.
I'm probably really boring.
No.
To be fair.
No,
I think I probably am, because I think if you're listening a lot, that's absolutely fine. But if you're not contributing all that much, I think you can come over as being a little bit boring. And people are frightened of that as well. It's another fear we've got of meeting people and mixing with people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming across as being completely boring because all I can talk about is last night's weather.
Yeah, it's a funny old thing though, networking. And as you say earlier, are you scared or does it help you? And it depends on the event. It depends on if you know some people there that you can talk to initially and then you can introduce other people to, or if you don't know anybody there. I find that not hard, but I put a lot of pressure on myself when actually everyone's in the same boat. Yeah.
Is there anyone who hasn't got that fear of walking into the room for the first time if they don't know anyone? They haven't arranged to meet anybody and they're walking in blind and are cold.
Yeah.
That's really... And maybe for some people they like it. For me, that is quite hard.
It is. I mean, I like it when you walk into a networking event and the first thing you see and obtain is a glass of wine, as you say, because that's fantastic.
Yeah, well, you would.
Yeah. And then a little bit of a canapé as well, something to eat. And then I feel...
She wants food as
well.
well.
She wants food as well. And then I think I've got my glass and I've got my canapé and I've... hopefully I put my handbag on my shoulder so I can actually take these two. And then you walk in and I don't know, it's a difficult one, and it's really useful if you can get used to networking. You only have to speak to one person that night who could give you one piece of information. You can walk out that evening and that would be it. You've gained so much.
I know, absolutely. But my fear with in my head of the description that you've just given is that I would walk in and in my nervousness I'd either trip up and splash the wine right down someone's front or smash the canapé to someone's face with my nervous immediate reaction.
I mean, to be honest, it would be entertaining, but you don't want to hurt yourself and you don't want to splash any... I'm sure people are very understanding, but it is a fear, isn't it? That's why I'm saying you need a handbag round your shoulders so that you can hold that. Yeah.
And they'll remember you, though. They'll remember you when you do that, believe me.
They will indeed. But I think we're going to remember one particular guest, aren't we, today, who we are really looking forward to talking to, and that is Alison Cooper.
There's been a networking group that's been going for some time, and she's just taken over the helm, really, in looking after it. And she's going to be telling us all about that today. The networking group is called Six Figured Females. And we're going to be hearing all about that from Alison.
You're listening to Women Making Waves radio show and podcast, brought to you by Susie Thorpe and Linda Ness. This show is all about women doing extraordinary things.
Our guest today is Alison Cooper. She's CEO of the online tech hub and founding member of Six Figured Females, and she took over the group this summer with big plans to grow. Launched in 2022, Six Figured Females connects successful women founders across Essex, Hertfordshire, London, and now Cambridge. It's a diverse range of industries, from professional services, marketing, creative to beauty and lifestyle brands. It's all about powerful connections and scaling up with purpose. Welcome, Alison Cooper, to Women Making Waves.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
The idea of a women's network, as I said in the intro, is not a new thing, but being a female founder or an entrepreneur or an established entrepreneur, I've often thought that it has hurdles, and there's things like society bias, funding, work-life balance, and gender pay gaps. There's many, many hurdles, but there's also great benefits, and I think that's what you're trying to do, Alison. But if we focus on network, why is it so important for you as one of the founding members of Six Figured Females? Why is it important to continue this enterprise?
I feel like you've got the traditional networking where, any businesses can join those groups where you have, you go around the room and it's very much pitch focused, and you got your 60 seconds to speak as quickly as you can about your business. It's very much of a format, whereas Six Figured Females is completely different, and that's why I was drawn to it in the first place, because it has more of it's got a much, we call our meetings coffees and conversations, because it has a much more relaxed approach to it. So we meet together and we have conversations about our business, we celebrate the highs and lows. I think that's really important when you've been in business for a while and you're a female founder, is to have those conversations with peers who have maybe been in those situations before and can empathise. So we're very much, and the focus of Six Figure Females is very much a collaborative approach. So traditional networking, you would have like the lockouts and stuff like that, whereas we don't have a lockout. We've got, for example, 2 accountants in one group. There's no competition. It's very much focused on sharing our journeys. And we're not going around the room with timers, oh, sorry, you can't speak anymore, Susie, because your 60 seconds is up. Sorry. I know you just told us about, I know you just told us a very important thing there that you maybe like to talk about, but your time's run out, know. We're very much conversational, relaxed type of networking.
I notice, Alison, that we come from a very similar background in legal, and we'll come back to that in a while. But I used to also be part of women's groups in technical legal circles, and they were absolutely brilliant. And we used to also find that people were quite open about where they'd gone wrong, as well as celebrating the good things that they'd done. They might not have said it to the whole room, but once you got to know people, and it was all about building friendships and that kind of thing. And when you got to know people, they were often quite frank about that. And that was about as valuable as anything. Don't touch that supplier because we had a terrible experience with them. Or we tried to load the software and it really didn't work very well because of this, and this. And it was just amazing. Do you find that that's the kind of feedback you're also getting?
Yes, people say, I feel like I've found my tribe, I've made lifelong friends. So, we really are just sharing the highs and lows. We're not sugarcoating anything. We're not trying to put on a face. I tried that the other day, it didn't work, that type of thing. We're very much collaborative, sharing. There's no competition or anything like that. It's very...
That can make taking a couple of hours out of your day to go to one of these things worth weeks of time, actually, just being able to share that kind of information. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I say it's a bit like therapy, going to therapy, really. You can, it's a bit like that. So you actually, it's a time to offload. You can speak to your husband and your partner, but are they really yes, exactly. Whereas you can go to a six-figure female meeting and we immediately empathise. We've walked that journey, or one of us has, and we can, if they're on a low, something particularly not very nice has happened that week, we can help them, support them.
Yeah, I meant to ask at the beginning, six-figured females. Why those 3 words?
Yeah, that is a really good question. So, a bit of a backstory, because I actually inherited Six-Figure Females. Acquired the business just in May this year, 2025. And so obviously it came with that name. But it did resonate with me instantly, because I knew what it truly stood for, and it's the type of ambitious women that it attracts. And while it sounds like a financial milestone, it's really about a mindset. It's for women who are serious about growth, focused on scaling, and a journey to building something big. But they might not necessarily be wanting to build something big. It might be they just, want someone to talk to. But with the name, it's attracting those type of people with potentially those ambitions and that mindset, because it takes a particular mindset to want to achieve.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be a millionaire to join. That's what you're saying.
No, of course not. No, I'm not a millionaire. No, no, you don't have to be. Just be like one of those, ambitious. You've got the ambition to grow, or, it takes a particular. You've been in business for a minimum of 2 years, and you've got that ambition. You're still there 2 years later, so you're still there wanting to build that business.
Yeah. But you say on your website, Alison, which really brought it quite to me, you said, we built Six-Figured Females to be that room, meaning a new room. So, and I said in the introduction, there are, quite a few UK women networks, but the new room was quite interesting for me because it was a different way of networking. A lot of people don't like networking, let's be honest, they don't like, but it is an amazing thing to be able to talk to other people and see that there are people in the same predicament or same situation as you. But the new room to me means that this is a new style network, because it says that one size fits all. Well, it doesn't, does it? It absolutely doesn't. How do you try and get that across to people, that there is a new room, which is quite exciting, really?
Thank you for raising that. Yeah, it's definitely a new room. I mean, I've been to traditional other networking places as well, so I do sort of try in our messaging and communicate the fact that we're not about timers, we're not about pitching, we're just about, raw, honest conversations. And I like to say that we portray that in our socials and stuff. And you can see we have like seasonal events as well, so that you can see that we are different. We're not in a stuffy meeting room, we're in like nice locations, comfortable locations.
That makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, and we come away, people laughing at those meetings, people crying. We've had all sorts of emotions. Everyone feels very safe as well in those rooms. Yeah.
And presumably there's a potential for cross-selling as well to each other with your own specific specialities.
100%, yes. We've had, as well as selling to each other, that all just comes naturally and organically. It's not pushed, because we do also have an online community as well, where we speak to each other or keep in contact between the meetings, where we can, if we've got like a referral. So if anyone has a referral they want to make, or if anyone is promoting, so someone's having an event in the next month or two and they were promoting, asking, if there was anyone that would be interested in attending the event, supporting. So business does come naturally in collaborations as well, people working together. So events where people are, like health and wellness events, we've got a few people in that space. So one thing I'm looking to do in the new year is do like a type of health and wellness event using our members with that experience. And we've got personal stylists, so it would all be about the wellness and well-being. So yeah, business definitely gets done within the community, although we're not, it's just an organic thing. It's not like we're not there pitching with a 20-page PowerPoint. Like, this is what it's not about that. It's all about organic connections, and the social events help that as well, because obviously we've got meetings in different locations. So for the seasonal social events, we all come together as a group. So we're meeting everyone from all the different locations as well, in a social setting. And again, just building up relationships, because it's like, like no trust, isn't it? Generally, if you're going to use someone else's business, it's because you like them, you trust them, you know them. So that's that's what we foster within that six-figured females environment.
Do you keep your eye on male networking groups? I mean, I'm kind of wondering what the difference would be, because as I mentioned earlier, in the past I've been in female networking groups which have been brilliant. I've never really joined just a generic one, or, and I wonder if the men have similar types of things. We talked about stylists and so on. I can't imagine that they would even think about doing that kind of thing, which makes the women's groups quite different and quite special, I would think.
Yeah, well, it's quite funny, actually, because a couple of our members, it was their husbands that pointed them in the direction of the group and said, oh, this came up, I've seen six-figure females, I think that would be brilliant for you. And actually, someone in the group has also said, my husband is saying, why can't we have a six-figure females male group for men? So six-figured males, not six-figured females group for them. So, I can imagine probably the conversations might be slightly different. I can't imagine. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? It's a strange concept.
But it's good to see
that. Interesting. Yeah.
It's good to see that husbands, partners are seeing the advert or seeing the membership and directing their partners to it. I mean, we've had a few people join that way through their husbands. So
can we, I obviously don't want to name names, but I was talking earlier about hurdles for women as entrepreneurs and within a network. Have you found some really good stories where women have come in thinking, I can't build this, I don't have the access to funding, I really don't know how I'm going to get through this? Have you had any success stories where women have just felt they don't know where to go and they've come into your arena and you've really helped them?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, we do have tiers where people become vulnerable, and sort of tiers, obviously sad about situations that they may be in, but be joining Six Figure Females, we've supported them and they've got through that negativity. I mean, when you're working in business, you have so many thoughts, so many times you're thinking, I can't do this anymore, I need to just ditch it and go back to employed life. But we've got people through those hurdles of wanting to be at the point where they just can't see a way forward. But we've helped them with their resilience, we've supported them with, different avenues that they could potentially take. And we have seen success where people are potentially just going to pull out of the female founders, self-employed arena to become employed because they're just at the end of the road. But then we've just very recently, actually, obviously it's quite trying at the moment, economic times. So we've had a few instances where some members have been having some particular issues, but they've navigated and come out the other end and have diversified as well their offerings, or simplified and streamlined, which has helped them to get back in the game.
We see that you're now moving to Cambridge and setting up a branch, if you, I don't quite know how you'd put it, but a group in Cambridge. Has that manifested itself yet, or are you right at the beginning of just pulling people together?
So we are launching October, so next month, October 2025, we're launching. Yeah, right in Cambridge. So I thought it was, I'm from Bishop Stortford, which isn't that far away, so it was next on my radar because I'm going to be hosting that group as well. So we're just building up. We're about 70% full now. So we're building up. Our first meeting is on the 8th of October, and we're going to meet every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
And I imagine there's quite, there's a lot of companies, and a lot of tech companies actually as well in Cambridge. So I can imagine that we know there are from doing this programme. We know there are lots of women out there who are running their own businesses very successfully. And I'm sure they'll absolutely love the idea of joining your group and, meeting up with more interested people and expanding their circle. I think it would be great for them. Looking at your own career, I noticed that you've had quite an interesting path, actually, because you've done work in legal firms, you've been a trainer, you've done IT support, you've gone into digital marketing. You've got a plethora of experience, but I notice now that you're also doing technical consultancy. How's that going? That's of course slightly separate from Six-Figured Females, but you're doing this as your own business.
Yes, I mean, I've been working online since 2010, so I've run my own business for over 15 years now. Yeah, and because I've got a tech background, and tech is taking over, isn't it, with AI, automation and stuff like that. So I've really now focusing and helping businesses grow and scale through the use of automation and AI, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm often telling people, have you thought about trying this, do this, try this? And they're like, wow, I didn't even think of that. So so that's going really well for me. So I do the consultancy and also I do the implementation as well, because a lot of people aren't very confident around the tech, and it moves so quickly and it changes so quickly. But so I do a combination of consultancy, so putting those systems and processes in place to help you with your business operations and your marketing, and also actually implementing that if they need that help.
And then presumably ongoing support as well, because once they're in and running, they're going to break occasionally as patches and updates come out. And
yes,
and
I do. Yes, and I have retainer clients that I work with on a monthly basis.
You've mentioned AI, and of course that's becoming a huge thing. But I can imagine that for a lot of people, the question they're asking is, how can we use AI in our business? That must be a question that you get asked quite a lot, I'm imagining.
Yes, I mean, it has so many uses, AI, but you have to be strategic in using it, really, because you can sort of tell if a lot of social media and copy is written by AI, so you do really have to be mindful of how you're using it. But it can be really helpful in your productivity and things such as, audio editing. When you come to edit an audio feed, for example, AI can help you in that way as well. So it has many different uses. But also I think because AI is becoming more predominant, I feel that I'm quite passionate about this, in that face-to-face networking and building relationships outside face-to-face is even more important in this AI age, because you could easily just Google something and an AI summary will come up. So people, it won't necessarily go to not in the old days, like 6 months ago, you could, maybe a bit longer than that, I'm exaggerating, but in the old days, you could search for something and it would bring up a stream of websites, and you'd go into that person's website and you'd find out about that business. But now there'll be just potentially a summary that you can read through, so you don't need to click through to other websites. So that's why I feel like face-to-face networking now is even more important, and to build those relationships, because face-to-face is going to be AI every time, I think.
Alison, I'm just a little bit interested in how you got to be in the business you're in digital work and AI. How did you start? How did it all begin with you?
Well, I started off back in the day as a legal secretary. So that's when I started working for law firms. It was a Magic Circle law firm in London, so quite a large company. So there are quite a lot of opportunities there. So there was an opportunity came up to do inductions for when new people start the business. So teach them I mean, I'm talking here sort of late 90s. So Microsoft Office was probably in its infancy. So teaching them how to use Outlook, how to use Word, how to use PowerPoint, that type of thing. So I did inductions, which introduced me more to the IT world. And then I had an opportunity to become an IT support analyst within this same company. So that's when I moved to more of a customer support based, where lawyers, secretaries, it's a global firm, all from around the world, all in different time zones. They would call us on the help desk saying, oh, I can't do this, I'm stuck on this, I need help with this. And then we would basically go onto their computer and show them how to do stuff or fix things that they may have broken. So that's really what led me to being focused on IT. And I think I've always been sort of into gadgets as well, because when I was very young, my parents bought me a home computer and stuff like that. So I was always very much into the tech side of things. I've always had an interest in it. So yeah, and then I just had my children and I wanted to be at home with them. I didn't want to be doing the commute, the full-time 9 to 5. So that's when I decided to start up my own business. But I still worked part-time employed. But then in between times, I set up my own business, and then it's evolved over the years to the being more sort of very much automation and AI-based. And I'm a Keep certified partner, which is a CRM tool which focuses on automation and AI and streamlining the customer journey.
You are fascinated by anything digital and AI and anything to do with computers and IT. Do you think girls now have become less interested in AI and IT? I mean, actually, IT is such an old word. I don't know why I say it, because my children would cringe if I say that word. But schools now, do you think we are focusing a little bit more on that for girls especially? Or do you think it's not still happening? Do you see more of that or not?
I would hope so. I would hope so. I mean, I go on YouTube and there are a lot of female doing the tech side of things. Good. And obviously within Cambridge as well, I could imagine there's a lot of people that are
absolutely
into the tech and AI, females. So yeah, I would say it's definitely growing, and it's an opportunity for women to rise above. And there's a gap in the market for that potentially. Definitely women need to embrace.
But Alison, do you think there's a hurdle with the women founders and entrepreneurs that you are gathering in your entity? Do you find that they find that hard? That's a sort of a hurdle for them?
I think it's hard to probably break through that barrier, to break through that male-dominated, I do the IT hardware stuff. But yeah, no, I do. But I think by joining sort of six-figure females that we can help support them on that journey and give them the confidence. We have actually, one of our members she's from Chelmsford Group. She has a tech business and she is a female founder of a tech business, a very successful tech business. She's employing staff. So we do have role models within six-figure females who have already broken that barrier. Excellent. And likewise, myself working in that arena as well. Yes, it's 100% possible, and women should embrace it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I certainly am involved in employing people. I'm also working in tech, and I've noticed it is predominantly men when you're looking for new employees, but there are quite a few women coming through now as well, and we always like to try and give them a shot, but it's still got to be the best person for the job, obviously, at the end of the day. And I'm always really strict about that. Even although I'm really supportive of women, it's still got to be the best person for the job, and often it is the woman, but they're often far more organised than their male counterparts. I've noticed when you do employ them, they tend to be very efficient Not that I'm saying men aren't, of course, but, and I'm generalising wildly, but they do tend to be very organised and efficient. I think there's just something different about the way that women think and act, really. Just a different thing, really.
Yes, because when I first started in my IT support role, I was the only woman there. There was about 20 of us, and I was the only woman, everyone else. But over the years, more women have joined, which was very nice for me to have that companionship.
Yeah,
at work.
we used to have women doing the training.
Yes,
but most of the tech was done by males. In my experience, and I also worked for law firms in that capacity as well.
Ah, interesting.
I was a head of IT at one point of one of the law firms. Well, no, it wasn't as grand as it probably sounds. It was a smaller firm than you. It wasn't a magic circle, but it was still quite a big, very thriving operation. But I did notice that mostly women were into training, although we had actually 2 techies in the end who were women. We were very, very fortunate in that, actually. And one still works for that firm and very strong in tech. So the ones that get through and do it are very, very good. I think that's what I would say about the women there.
Yeah.
Well, it's been really fascinating talking to you today, Alison. I wish you all the best for your new group in Cambridge. Where is it? Where is it going to be in Cambridge? Are you able to tell us where in Cambridge it's going to be?
It's going to be a central location.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
right.
Within Cambridge. So
it is about watching this space, isn't it? So if we always look online, they've got a fantastic website, haven't you, which is called Six Figures Females, and it is really lovely. I really love the way you have produced this website. It is very clear, very to the point, and I absolutely love your blogs, and I actually really enjoy the pictures too. It's very important, isn't it, to put pictures to words sometimes, just to see that it is relaxed. People are hugging. I don't remember seeing in male committees men hug. It's about time they did.
Yes, it's definitely about friendships, relationships, as well as business as well, building business. But it's a fantastic space to be in, and I'm glad I found it.
Well, it looks good, and we wish you all the very best.
All the best.
Thank you so much, Alison, for joining us today, Alison, on Women Making Waves. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
That's all we have time for today on Women Making Waves. Our thanks go to our guest, Alison Cooper. We're always on the lookout to feature women living extraordinary lives, so please do contact us if you know of someone we should be talking to.
You can contact us via social media on X and Facebook at WomenMW or on Instagram at Women Making Waves. You can also find us on cambridge.radio or visit our website womenmakingwaves.co.uk, where you can hear all of our interviews.